Donnie and Dolly, the team is supported by ableauctions.ca. Closing your business? We can help.
Tuesday, all of our guests today brought to you by the Bayside Oceanfront Resort. That includes Gene Principe, standing by, Sportsnet, Edmonton, Oilers and Canucks tonight. Located oceanside in beautiful Parksville, the Bayside Resort is one of Vancouver Island's premier spots to get away, unwind, and recharge. With a locally inspired menu in their breathtaking restaurant, their panoramic ocean view guest rooms, and on-site pool and fitness center, Bayside Resort is your one-stop shop for relaxation. Book your island getaway today at BaysideOceanfrontResort.com. Just ahead of Gene Principe. We're having technical difficulties today. Some people aren't able to get us on check. This into the Delaney's OK Tire and Langley inbox from Howard on the Island. Best show you guys have done yet. So some people are having some fun with it. And I know the technicians back in Czech and Victoria are certainly having some fun right now. Hi, guys. Hi, Gene. Gene Principe joining us now from Sportsnet, Edmonton, Oilers, and Canucks tonight, Rogers Arena. Gene, thanks for doing this. How are you, sir?
I'm doing good. Just listen to that promo. Yeah, you guys have never looked better. And also, no, I got my 25th wedding anniversary coming up. If I mention Donnie and Dolly, do I get a deal at your sponsor there?
Yeah. We'll send you a hat.
That much, hey?
Hey, 25 years ago, you got married. Did anyone wear jeans at your wedding by any chance, Gene?
No, but you know what? Back in that day, it'll be May 17th, it'll be 25 years. We wore, I don't know how you call them now, but no bow tie or no tux tie. It was just sort of the closed collar with like almost like a cufflink in the middle.
Oh, okay.
And I look back, I look back at those photos, and I guess that was in back then. But styles have probably changed about 4 times since then. But yeah, 25 years. Oh my! I don't know who's more amazed it lasted, me or my wife, but we're chugging along fairly happily.
It would be your wife, by the way, Gene. So I got to ask you, Gene, we're on the subject of fashion, and we're already getting texts saying, can you ask Gene about his hair? You've got. I'm sure you get it a million times. I hate doing this.
Gosh.
We go way back, but can I ask you about it?
I know. I don't know what to do about my hair. Like, I sound like my 20-year-old daughter. I don't know what I should do exactly. It's something that is sort of truly, literally and figuratively out of control, and I do want to cut it, but now we're kind of halfway through the season, and so I have to do something. I will say this. As someone explained to me, we, including you guys and so many of us, have a wonderful platform through television, social media to do good or to try and do something good. And I'm thinking I might try and cut it to try and raise money for charity.
Oh, there you go.
Because,
good job.
Even if it's $2,000, I pick a number, that's still $2,000 more, and I got to get it cut. So I have not decided, but I do have to decide, if that makes sense.
I don't know if you've seen me lately, Gene, but I don't have as much hair as I used to. Keep that hairdo, Gene. Go with it while you got it, okay? That's my vote anyway.
I appreciate it.
There's so many things to talk about when it comes to the Edmonton Oilers in town tonight to take on the Canucks, in Vancouver tonight to take on the Canucks. Let's go back a week. Leon Draisaitl and the infamous pissy press conference. What's he like to deal with? What's Leon like to deal with?
Well, you know what, Mike? We're just finished tying up the anniversary thing. Okay. My wife is German, so I understand how Germans roll, being involved with her side of the family and her. Leon is a real caring guy, but I think that what Leon is someone who really wears the defeat, the lack of success, and I think that's what we saw last week, something that sort of had been brewing with not many games, the losses piling up, a moment with a journalist. I knew it was big when both Leon, the Oilers, and Pissy were trending. I thought, okay, this is getting to be really big. But, I compare him to Connor, where Connor is a little. He doesn't, slam the bench door. He doesn't sort of have the same body language as Leon. They're just different that way. Different as players and different as people. And I just kind of thought it was unfortunate all around. But Leon came out Saturday, which was a few days after that happened, and he was really in a real positive, upbeat mood. Nobody was happy with that whole thing, And Jim, who I grew up reading, and it was a thrill to meet him. Writing for Post Media, then just the Edmonton Journal for over 40 years. So it was just one of those things. If you're the hockey team, the city, everybody, nobody really needed that. Yes, it went viral, which sometimes is a sign of success. But just one of those moments that played out loudly and everywhere, which in the old days would have just kind of played out in a dressing room real quick and would have got resolved. So, but they responded with a win, so I wouldn't call it a good luck charm, but it is a step forward for them. And Leon had an unbelievable game, including a great goal. So we'll see if they can carry on tonight.
Gene, thank goodness for that win over Calgary, because the Oilers were 2-11-2 in their previous 15. Coaches on the hot seat, the GM's on the hot seat. You got the reporter fight with the player, and then you got the jersey thrown on the ice. How bad was it, Gene? How that little 2, 3, 4 week stretch was pretty tough, was it not?
Yeah, I would say, you add it all up, this and the jersey stuff to me is just, I find it to be one of the most ridiculous things kind of I've ever seen, and I don't get it. I understand frustration. For as much as the fan is frustrated, trust me, the players are worse when they're going through what the Oilers were going through and those numbers you just mentioned. It was a difficult time, and I think that's the thing, guys, is, you want to keep it sort of to what's happening with the team, not the run-in with the reporter, not the jerseys being thrown, because then that just makes it more drama when you don't. That's the last thing you want. You want less drama and more wins. And so it was kind of like if it was an NFL referee that would have thrown a flag for piling on. The jersey thing, like, I don't know what would ever make that okay, but honestly, if I was any sport, any team, if I found the guy, the girl who threw it, I would minimum give him a 1-year, not suspension, but I guess revoke their ability to come watch what we believe to be their favorite team in person. I know fans have the right to boo and yell, and but I just think throwing the jersey is A, potentially dangerous,
yes,
and B, makes honestly, I wouldn't. Part of me would like to interview those people or talk to them, but now you're giving them an avenue to sort of further the story, which we don't want. But I am curious, and I also, if I ever had a chance to find out off camera, or just if you bumped into that person somehow, some way, is did they regret it? Like, did they go afterwards? Why did I do that? So I hope they do, and I hope they stop, irrelevant of if a team continues to slide or not.
Gene, Evander Kane, hearing his name linked to Edmonton for quite some time. Yeah. Is this going to happen or not?
And that adds to, it's funny, this all kind of started when Ken Holland, there was a couple-day break to try and do a little circuit break on the COVID that was running through the Oilers in their room, and Ken spoke, and that's I think it's 2 weeks today, in fact, that Ken spoke, and what a couple of weeks it's been. You just rattled off some of the things that have happened aside from the results on the ice. And I don't, I would say I thought more yes at that point than now. Now I would say less likely, but I just don't know. I don't know what. It's a difficult decision, hockey-wise, person-wise. My dealings with Evander, who is from your area, have been nothing but good. But I do read and I do see what other people have said. We always try and judge by our own experience, but that's becoming more and more difficult to do in this world when it comes to what you think is right and what others think is right. So I don't know. That's a difficult one, and I don't mean to stumble over it. I really don't know where the club lies on it. Ken was quite open in saying he had spoken to Evander's agent, but that was a couple weeks ago. And I guess that we all need to see what happens officially with him, with a potential suspension, just what occurs sort of legally. And then once that's completed, then the Oilers can decide, would he look good as a hockey player on Connor McDavid's line? Yes. There is more to it, and I don't know what that decision will be and if the Oilers are still at all traveling down that path.
Connor McDavid, fourth in scoring. Their resume is tremendous, but what's with his inability to score at home lately? We're nitpicking here. It is Connor McDavid, but 9 straight games without a home goal in a mini slump by his standards right now. What's going on with 97, Gene?
That's like saying you don't like the birthmark on Cindy Crawford's cheek there on her face, huh?
I guess so.
Yeah. It's been weird because this is not Connor-like, and I know he had a couple of assists the other night versus Calgary, which, if my stats are right, he's never gone 4 games without a point, but he did go 3 a few times in his career. You're right, people look at him and expect end-to-end rushes and multiple points game after game after game. It hasn't quite been there, but I will say that I don't want to say his game's been better because that's suggesting that his game hasn't been good, but I've seen a little more of that flash from him the last couple of games, and he might still have had a little bit of a COVID hangover, even though you're no longer fully symptomatic.
Yeah.
But I've seen with people that there's still sort of a lingering amount of energy that maybe you don't have compared to what you usually have. But I think tonight, and I'm not trying to jinx Canucks fans, but I think tonight you'll see a really strong game from him and a successful one. I don't know what that means. I don't know if he gets a goal, a couple of points, but I've just seen him more look like Connor lately. So I think the motor's revving, and you'll see a continuation of it this evening. For a game I'm really looking forward to.
Yeah. And Gene, very quickly, we're out of time here, but when do you think, and how urgent do you think it is, Ken Holland addressing the goaltending issue?
Ooh, great question. One win seems a little less urgent. I guess we don't know the answer to Mike Smith. If Smith is another week or two, then less urgent. But if Smith is another month or so, then he may feel like he's got to do something. Before you know it, guys, it's a trade deadline.
Exactly.
So that'll be the last stop to determine what he needs to do, what he wants to do, and what he can do. But we'll see how it goes. They felt good about Koskinen, the way he played Saturday, so that was a really nice step in the right direction.
Gene, keep the hair. Love it. Always tremendous. Like I say, we go way back. All the best, my friend. Thanks so much for doing this.
Always a pleasure, boys.